Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I know it's been many months again for the billionth time. I just this year has been a roller coaster, and as you could tell from the topic or title of this video, you know what it's about. My grandfather passed away a few days ago. As I'm filming this, I'm filming this on New Year's Eve, the 31st of 2025. So, yeah, I'm in the process of grieving right now because it was very abrupt. He died of a heart attack. It was a light heart attack in him, but he passed away in his sleep. Which, I mean, I guess that's the best kind of ending anybody could get. How it all unfolded was that he's 94 years old, so can't really do much at that age. He has nurses looking over him at his house. I guess that'd be considered hospice. And then the night that he passed, prior to him passing, he wasn't breathing properly, and he wouldn't wake up when the nurses tried to get him to wake up, and there was just they knew something was wrong. So his wife was there. She called 911, and then after that she called my brother, because he lived closest to them, whereas I live like almost an hour away. So my brother was like the best person to call. So brother went to the hospital. They told him the situation. I forget exactly what happened. It wasn't the heart attack, because the heart attack came later in the night, but I don't remember all the specific details. But basically, my grandfather was somewhat coherent when my brother showed up at the hospital, and he was there for a little bit. And then by the time it was almost 1 a.m., his wife told my grandfather's wife told my brother that he can go home, that she'll stay there and watch over him, because obviously my brother was exhausted. So he went home. Then shortly after that, I don't know what triggered it, but my grandfather had a mini heart attack while he was sleeping, which thus caused him to pass in his sleep. And then his time of death was reported to be at 2:15 a.m. And that happened. And now he's gone forever, just like that. Someone who I grew up with my entire life, who I saw very often, gone forever. And at 94 years old, that's obviously the age where, like, if anything big happens, that's gonna be the end for them, most likely. So in a way, I did anticipate it, but at the same time, obviously you don't always expect it when it actually happens, unless in like some rare cases, like someone has like a very deadly disease or a cancer or anything like that, and the chances of them surviving aren't high, but besides that, you obviously, like, death has its own plan or time when it arrives. But all that transpired in one night, and that's why it was so abrupt for me, and that's why the emotions haven't fully hit me yet. because literally I was, me and rest of my family and relatives were told grandfather passed, and that was, and obviously we were told the details, but besides that was it. They're just like, wow, that's it. He's gone just like that. So it's a very it's an extremely surreal thing to hear that someone you loved is gone just in a blink of an eye. It's like how do you even process that, and to add an extra blow to the emotions, quite literally the day afterwards, a relative told my mother, who told me that one of our uncles, who's more, I think more so of a family friend than uncle, but we've always called him uncle because we also kind of grew up with him, got diagnosed with stage 4 terminal lung cancer, and he won't live past a year. So yeah, very crappy end to the year. And the day I got the news, I cried a little bit, of course, but ever since that day, I've just been feel kind of numb and a little bit lost, hopeless. And obviously, when you're grieving, like, a range of emotions will come up, even if they don't make sense, like, feelings of, hopelessness, anger, confusion, sadness. And I think what makes it all the weirder is that me and my family kind of in this limbo state where my grandfather's body is well, he might be now, but from what I heard yesterday, his body is still in the morgue at Kaiser Permanente. And from what I've gathered, for some reason Kaiser Permanente doesn't do cremations over the weekend, which is weird to me. Excuse me. Because I would think that'd be like a 24/7 type of thing, but then again, I have no knowledge in that department, so I don't know. This is just what I was told. So we're basically waiting on my grandfather's wife, and my grandfather's wife is arranging the whole service thing. So we're in this limbo state of waiting to hear when the funeral service will be, and what we're gonna do with his possessions, and all that stuff. So this was dealing with this just goes to show you that well, backtrack a little bit. Experiencing this has been part of the roller coaster that is 2025, at least for me. I feel like it was for like a lot of people, but me personally, it just added on to the list of big changes. Give a few examples. A guy I was with, ended things with me back in September, I believe, maybe August. Blurry, right? Timeline's blurry right now. someone who I thought I was going to be with forever. I started a new job. I'm a special education teacher. For those who didn't see my last video, that's a whole other topic and rant I'll do in a separate video because I've got a lot to say about that. That's just, yeah, my mind's blinking on other stuff, but this was the year of change, both good and bad. It just goes to show you, you know, life is precious. And, you know, every moment matters with the people that you love and care about. So, you know, when we come together for our grandfather's service, you know, obviously we'll honor his memory and be there for each other in this time of need, and then of course be there for our uncle, who is unfortunately going to pass within the year or two from his cancer. So that's what we'll do. But like I said, right now we're just stuck in a weird limbo state of figuring out when the funeral dates is going to be. And if you're wondering why me and other family members aren't more involved with the process, it's very long story. I will not go into it because it is personal. Like, this is probably, well, I've gotten really personal on this channel before, but like I really don't want to go into super personal details, but let's just say if certain family members get involved with the arrangements of, you know, my grandfather, it'll get very, very messy. So that's all I'm going to say about that. So yeah, I'm sorry. I'm kind of just at a loss for words now because I've just been, sorry, hold on. I'm in my car right now filming this, because I really want to just kind of get this out before the new year officially hits. It'll probably be the new year by the time I upload this, so, but also because I'm not gonna have any time to film later on because of how busy I'm gonna be, and I'd rather just do this now, while I'm waiting for the next, activity that I need to do. So yeah, you know, it was just the passing of my grandfather was just so abrupt. And again, that just creates such a strange mix of illogical emotions. And obviously, you know, what I've been telling myself, you know, this will pass. These feelings, this heaviness will pass, because that's exactly what I'm feeling right now too, is heaviness. But when you're in it, it really, 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 really is awful. And to the point where it is very hard to see the light at the end of the tunnel. But I'm trying my best to be optimistic, so there's that. So, thank you so much for listening to me. I hope you guys have had a great Christmas, Hanukkah, or if you celebrate any of those, and that you have a great New Year too. Sending much love to everybody out there. Oh my gosh, sorry, my thumb just got in the way there. And like I said, I'm gonna make a separate video soon about my experience of being a special education teacher halfway through my first school year, so that's coming soon. But please take care of yourselves out there, guys. Please. Thank you again for watching. Have a good day.